Can you use a tennis ball machine for paddle, and how good will it be? So let's set this up and find out. Okay, so I'm just going to take this right behind the baseline here. And I think the easiest thing and the most beneficial thing will be to practice my volleys, right? Because the distance won't really matter that much. But I also want to see if this can hit the glass and what it'll do. So let's power this baby up. Okay, so this will be the first test on the first try, right? So let's see how it does. I want to get this off the back wall. And oh, that's way too high. Luckily, I have a phone app, so I can change the settings right away. So let's change the speed here a bit. Perhaps 80. No, it's still too hard. 70. Oh, okay, that's maybe a bit slow. Let's do 80 here. Okay, so that's pretty good. Okay, so can change it a bit. But these are quite easy balls off the back wall, right? Nothing too difficult. And they're quite the same. Oh, and it doesn't do 100% of a good job every time. So let's see if we can change that a bit to make it a little bit more difficult. So I can play a little with the spin. I can add a lot of backspin perhaps. And increase the speed a bit because it was quite slow. So let's see what that does now. Luckily with something like this you have an app so you can, well, control this from your point of view there. No, that's really too hard. So maybe like this. No, still hitting the wall there. Okay, so it's doing a ball now. It's hitting the wall. It has a lot of backspin, but it's so soft that it's really too easy to rebound. So let's stop that. Okay, we can also play with the angle a bit. So let's turn that down so it isn't that high. And then increase the speed a bit. It's really difficult to get these settings right. So it's a little bit more of a difficult ball there. Okay, so I think this is the one. Let's set this up. This should be a little more difficult. I have an angle of 6 and a speed of 80 and a lot of backspin. Whoa! Okay, yeah. This definitely is a bit more of a challenge. Oh yeah, very cool. I of course know where it's coming from already, but now I have to get really low to hit the ball. Perhaps do a little lob as well. Yeah. Nice. To the left. Okay, so you can get some decent different shots out of this with a lot of tweaking. And with a device like this, the annoying thing is that you can't really save your presets. So you have to like write it down, something like that. But it is actually doable. So let's see if we can practice some different serves and difficult ones in the corner. Okay, now the cool thing with trying something like this with paddle is at least the balls stay in the court, right? Because of the glass. With tennis you'd have to get them way behind the court, that sort of thing. So this actually is a plus for the machine. But I haven't really been able to practice the most difficult shots. So I'm just going to position this a little bit in the corner here. Like here. And now this is where someone would try and place a difficult serve, right? Right into that corner in the glass. And that's a shot that I don't really like to return. So let's set this up. Let's set this up and see if we can get a really difficult shot in there. So we have to change our settings a bit. So with practicing, you really have to write this down, because in this app, with this device, you can't really save these like a preset or anything like that. So there are machines that do that. They're a little bit more advanced, I think. This one already is pretty advanced with all of the different settings. But I'm just going to write those down for the next time I want to like train a difficult shot from the back wall there with a lot of backspin. And now let's set this up for the wall. Let's see what it does when we just initiate that. Okay, so a little more to the side. Perhaps like that. Yeah, that is in. Okay, so it seems once you have the correct angle and the correct speed, then the rest of the court is pretty easy. Now we're going a little bit sideways, of course, so the distance is a lot longer, and that's why it can reach the side panel there. So let's try and return this serve. So I could just hit start from a distance. So that's pretty neat. Let's see what this baby has for us. Oh yeah. Perhaps in front. I can take it in front. Okay, so I can just take this in front, so it's a little bit too easy right now. So let's set this up just in a different way. Let's try that one more time while repositioning it. When I put it too far back and I put the speed at 90, and it can go a lot faster, a lot harder than 90, but when I put it at 90, it just hits the wall. So now I'm thinking, just put it a little bit more forward. Something like this here. Really get a good angle in there. So let's see if we can make this work. So a little bit of spin, speed 80. And then we have to get the angle exactly right. No, it's really minute, these changes that are needed. A little bit farther back. Okay, that is a nasty ball. But then the consistency isn't really there. A little bit back. Really need to make minute changes. If you change it just a bit, it already goes into the fence, right? So something like this, or I can get something really nasty to be able to return. Okay, so I think I have a really nasty one now. Let's get these balls out of the way so I don't trip. And try to get that into the side panel with my ball machine. Okay, let's go. So it's still not very fast or anything. Oh, and it's not 100% consistent here. But I at least can't go in front anymore. I really have to wait for the ball to be able to return it. Okay, so I'm not 100% happy with that, but at least it's something. Let's turn to the volleys. I've set this up at the back of the court now on the side to simulate some real volleys here, some cross-court volleys. So let's turn this on. See if this is the right angle. Okay, so that's a lot better. So this is by far the best experience that I've had with the machine. Really practicing for Padel. The ball comes at you quite fast, so you have to react. It's just a little bit different every time. A little bit of a different ball that you get every time. Perhaps because of the machine or a little bit of the variation. But that's actually quite nice. so I can practice those volleys. I think they are my weakest point. Okay, so far I really like the volleys the best. I think if you're training volleys or something specific and you want to set that machine, I think that could be really great. But I haven't tried smash yet, so I have a smash button right here. So let's push that and see what happens. So it changes the angle quite a bit and then the speed as well. So let's see what we get here. Come on, machine, let's go. Okay, so that's quite high. Let's see if that's any fun. So you can really train your vibros with this, for example. Or even try some smashes, perhaps. Okay, so the smash button is the only one that works right out of the box. But it actually is quite a workout. So does a ball machine like that work for paddle? I'd say yes and no. It's really difficult to get those difficult shots out of it. So as a beginner, you can learn a lot from this, especially if you want to train a specific thing like volleys. Really get that step forward in there. Sorry. A little bit out of breath here. So for something like that, I think it's perfect. It's easy to set it up for smashes, so you can really practice that, especially as a beginner or intermediate player. So I think beginners can get the most out of this, and then intermediate players just a bit for specific shots to practice. But it's difficult to set up something like this. Doesn't have like a memory bank, so you can save your presets. And even an inch really makes a lot of difference. So even if you have like the right speed and the right angle, just setting it up just a little bit differently, then it won't hit the wall at all. And the inconsistency of the machine is both fun, especially for volleys, so you get it a little bit different every time and you have to move around just a little bit, but it's also really difficult to set it up for those difficult wall shots. So I'm a little bit torn here. It is fun to practice with, but overall the speed difference between the settings really isn't enough to make those minute changes needed for paddle. So I hope this video has been fun to watch. It definitely was fun to record playing with something like this, but the best training still is with a coach or just playing a match 4-to-4.